Alright guys, today we're going to look at the Syma S107. This is a 3-channel helicopter, and I'd actually recommend starting with the 4-channel coaxial usually, but this one is really low price. It was about 15 bucks only, and it comes ready to run. Just needs some batteries for the transmitter. And the reason I wanted to show one of these coaxial helicopters, again I'd recommend a 4-channel, but 3 channels okay to start with too. But the coaxials are so easy to learn on. Lots of people nowadays are going for quads, starting with quads. And I get lots of comments on my videos saying, you know, how do you fly that quad? I take it off and I crash it right away. I'm talking about like the micro quads that, you know, people get as their first heli. And, you know, they're really not too hard, but they're pretty hard for someone who's never flown a coaxial. It's really best to start with a coaxial. So we're going to take this out of the box, take a look at it, and get a little flight, and talk about why it's better to start with coaxial over a quadcopter. So let's go ahead and get it out of the box and get a flight with it. Alright, so in the box you're going to get a charge cable and also an extra prop for the tail. We're going to have your instruction manual, your helicopter, and your transmitter, which requires 6 AA batteries, and it also has on-the-go charger right here you can pull out. Of course, if you use that, you're going to wear down your transmitter batteries faster, so most of the time I'll prefer to use the USB charger here. So let's go ahead and get it charged and give it a flight and see how it goes. Alright guys, I have the Syma 3-channel quad on the ground. We're going to go ahead and take it up and see how it flies. First off, we'll give it a little test here. Slide around some stuff. Whoop. Not a 4-channel, I gotta remember that. It has very low amount of power, it goes up slowly. And I'm trying to use 4 channels because that's what I'm used to. But this is a 3-channel, so just gotta remember that. And you know, you can fly it around pretty good here. Bring it up by the camera and turn around. It actually controls pretty good. Coaxials are slower. And actually when I went down towards the ground there, it took a while for it to pick back up, and that's actually a good thing. And I'll explain in a second. We'll just show a little backwards flight here. It'll fly forward and backward, but this is full speed. I'm using full stick. I don't notice any dual rates on this, so that seems to be the full rates we're going to get. But it flies nice. And the one reason this is nice about coaxials is because it is very slow. Now, you can get a computer transmitter and slow down quadcopters. The reason this is better than quadcopters is it's slower, I meant. Now, you can make quadcopters go slower with a computer radio, or there's certain quadcopters like the Syma X1 that's pretty docile, but this thing's so slow, people think, oh, you know, it's boring. It's not boring, especially if you've never flown before, and it's going to help you learn how to fly. Then you want to actually go on to a 4-channel coaxial, or you could start with a 4-channel coaxial to begin with. But the slowness of it makes it real easy to correct things. The throttle is one thing that lots of people have trouble with on quads and other stronger helicopters, and they'll have trouble keeping the helicopter in one spot because the throttle is really responsive. On this helicopter, try to get it to stay still for a second. Full throttle, I'm at full throttle. Half throttle, full throttle. I'm going to go forward a bit. So when you give this thing throttle, I went down to 0% throttle and it dropped really quick. I did that on accident. But that's full throttle, half throttle, full throttle. See how it's slow to start going up, half throttle, full throttle. So when you accidentally give this thing too much power, it's not just going to go up and hit the ceiling, and you're not going to be jumping up and down so much. You can basically keep this thing around 70% throttle or so, and you'll just kind of slowly move it up and down. Your helicopter's not going to be jumping up and down going crazy. And that's true with most coaxials, but there are some that are stronger. A couple of good ones to start out with are, I think I'm going down, I'm losing too much battery. A couple of good micro quads, I'm messing these words up, micro coaxials to start out with. Something like this, or a 4-channel Syma. There's also the Blade Scout, Blade CX3, which is a larger one. It's not too big, but it's a little larger. And then there's a Blade MCX, the Micro CX. They're selling version 2, I think, at the moment. So check those out. I'd really recommend starting with coaxial when you're starting to fly. Helicopters, quadcopters, any type of copter is not easy to fly. It takes some time to learn the muscle memory. So I really recommend learning on a 4-channel coaxial because it's going to give you all the muscle memory. All the movements are going to be the same for the quads, the CPs, the FPs, everything. Now of course every helicopter has a little bit different feel, but all the actual movements of a 4-channel coaxial are the same for everything up to CP, with the exclusion of like inverted flight with CP. You know, there's a little difference there of course, but it's the same controller movements. So check out a 4-channel coaxial if you're looking to get into this, and then after the 4-channel coaxial, go to a fixed pitch or a quadcopter, and then from there move up to CP, start doing some flips and stuff. Have any questions, let me know. See y'all later.